Hi everyone, it's Tiffany here. One of the most common questions that I get asked by other starseeds is that if I'm a starseed, a light worker, or an earth angel, why haven't I been directly contacted yet? What am I doing wrong? So the first thing that I want to address is you are not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. Think of yourself like a radio, and you are tuning into this frequency in your day-to-day life. What you need to do is now take your consciousness and fine-tune that tuning button. So then you can tune into a different frequency in which you can hear messages from your guides a lot clearer. The second myth that I want to bust is also you need to be at a certain frequency in order to connect with your guide. I don't think this is true at all. These higher density beings are so advanced, they are able to project holographic image of themselves in our matrix, in our current density. They don't need us to be in a certain frequency or in a certain vibration to talk to them. Of course, by raising your vibration, it will be much more easier to tap into them. You become more advanced and more skilled as a channeler. But I think what stalls some people is that they think they are not that high frequency enough, so that they are separated, they're alone, the guides can't talk to them. Your guides are always talking to you in many different ways, through numbers, through visions, through other people's words, through things that pop up in your surroundings. Then we need to address the doubt of yourself, which is doubting your ability to connect with your guides, to connect with your galactic guides. And the first step to address this doubt is to look into what is your strength when it comes to your clear abilities. In another video, I talked about the different types of psychic ability. Some people are able to receive visions much clearer. Some people are able to hear messages. Some people are able to feel. Some people are much more open in their dream time, so they can use lucid dreaming to go and meet their guides in the astral realm. There are so many different ways for you to communicate with your guides, and you need to be the one to become aware and find out which is your dominant clear ability and work on that one. Because as you work on that dominant clear, the other clears will also become better as a result. If you want to learn more about extraterrestrial beings or your guides, the number one thing in my journey is you want to learn how to expand your consciousness, but don't overwhelm yourself with other people's information. You might be very tempted to go watch a bajillion videos on Mantis being or the Pleiadians, but I wanted to test my ability and see if I was going to be able to channel the correct information. So in the beginning of my journey, I mostly kept everything to myself. And once in a while, the universe would just pop something in front of me that I can't avoid and confirms some of the things that I have channeled. So in this way, you get to practice when it is your imagination and when it is a message from spirit. Second factor is that before any benevolent being comes forth to work with you, especially if they want to come through physically, they have to have a connection with your higher self first. They almost need to have a permission from your higher self to see, for example, I am a galactic guide who's not part of your spiritual team, but I wish to help you. I need to talk to your higher self to gain permission. Is it part of your destiny to have direct physical contact? Is it going to serve your highest good in this life journey? So let's say one of your galactic guides is now ready to reveal themselves to you, to work with you on a closer level. They usually start with meeting with you in your dream time, or the next step would be through your auric field. So they would project their energy or their consciousness forward to almost tap into your auric field so that you can feel their presence. And this might come as, sometimes it can feel like a Kundalini awakening. Sometimes it will feel like tingly on your body. Sometimes you just feel a lot of light and love and you're showered by golden light. There's so many different ways that different guides talks to you. And of course, with benevolent beings, especially your guides, they don't want to scare you. They don't want to the last thing they want to do is to instill fear in you. That is not their intention. They want to help you. They want to be here to serve your higher purpose. Another thing with guides is, I know sometimes you're like, oh, why don't you just come and help me and do this for me? They have to honor your soul journey, your experience, your life destiny as well. So they can't always be super clear and tell you exactly what to do, because one, that violates your free choice, and also it might prevent you from learning the actual lesson that you need to learn on your own. Another note is, once they have tapped into your auric fields, your energy field, now you have known their presence and maybe start to get some imagery of how they look like. Some of them may choose to project themselves into holographic form. So that is very common when it comes to ET contacts. I find that the benevolent guides usually work more in the background. They are more gentle, whereas the ones that you hear, like stories about reptilian abductions, gray abductions, a lot of them are not for a good cause. Let's just put it that way. A lot of these abductions is to instill fear into the collective's mind. So this is why benevolent beings have to be really careful in their actions, because the last thing they want is to instill that same fear within us as well. The third tip is to notice your thought. If you're still having trouble tapping into your guides, this is the time to now work with the ego, upgrade the ego, and to break out of the ego trap. This is also what we call the ego death. Is going beyond the matrix of thoughts, because thoughts are things, and you have all these thoughts blocking you like a wall to connect with the spirit realm. So this is why the fastest way to tap into and connect with your guides is through meditation, silencing the mind, silencing those thoughts, go into this altered state of consciousness so that you can tune into the frequency. A lot of guys are able to tune down their frequency to match yours so that there is some form of meeting you halfway. You can also use a type of meditation called the expansiveness meditation, where you start to expand your conscious awareness from your body, which is the basic body scan, to around your room, to outside the building, to the entire country, to the entire planet. Expanding that awareness help you connect to the interconnectedness of the universe. But of course, before you do that, you want to have an intention of what you're trying to do, so that your intention is to expand and connect with the divine light. You also want to protect yourself from negative influences as well. So you might do an invocation in the beginning, calling upon your higher selves and your spirit guides to watch over your auric field so that only energies of your highest good comes through during the meditation. So these are the quick tips I have for you today. Just know that as the veil is thinning, as the frequency of Earth is changing into a higher frequency, and as more and more disclosure is happening, you will hear more and more contact happening, whether it is through channeling or direct contact. And eventually, it will not even be so taboo anymore. It's going to be a common phenomenon. We live in a very interesting time right now. The best thing we can do for ourselves is master our own vibration, taking care of our own thoughts, living in the vibration of love, peace, and harmony. And at the same time, trust yourself that you are able to navigate this dimension. Your guides and the benevolent ETs are here to help, but do not become dependent on them, or do not look at them like they're going to come and save you and rescue you. That is a disempowering vibration to have. And this is part of also why some of them are very silent, because they want us to be the change. They want us to usher the transformation while they are in the background supporting us. Thank you for watching. If you like this type of information, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.